Shalom. I'm the brother Saraka from the camp of GMS Suriname, going into a quick topic, about the health doctrine, you see. But before I start, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Raka, Kodash, Shal, Amat, and double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone that taught me this truth. And citation to the whole flesh like that preaching the word of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI upon the whole earth, man. So come. Like I said, man, I'm going a little bit into the health doctrine because why? There's still people out there thinking that hell does exist, because why? They're um, all their years they have been, mentally mentally slaved by these churches, believing in the hell doctrine. Salakia, believing in the hell doctrine, that there's a guy with a pitchfork, underground, and you go there to burn whenever you live wickedly, you know. But according to the Bible, that's not true, man. You see, biblical, that's not true. You see, hell is just a condition, or the grave, that's uh, that's the definition of it. You see, that's what it basically means. Hell means grief or a condition, a bad condition. You're in a bad condition, you're in a bad state. You see? But still, yeah, man, you got a lot of group of Hebrew Israelite, Israelites group that are also teaching about the hell doctrine. You see? But, let me jump right into it. Let's go into the book of Job and see what Bible says. No, for all of you that are thinking, yeah, hell does exist, you you explain to me what the scripture I'm about to take. What they're saying. You see, because we of GMS, we know and we humbly believe that hell does not exist. Why? Because we are doing our research. We're not just sitting and reading and taking things literally out of the Bible, because it says the Bible is written in dark saying. It has dark saying, it had parables. So to understand things, you gotta go and find the root of it. Alright, let's go into the book of Job chapter. I'm going to start verse chapter 21. Let's start there. Chapter 21, verse 7. I'm going to start at verse 7. Now, it says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, or mighty in power? Now, this is talking about Esau, the so-called white race, you see. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. So whenever they are making a kid, their child already have the thing of them. You see, all their gold, their money, everything that the children has. Yeah, man, the children of them have things already. But we as Jakes, Latinos and Native Americans, we gotta work for our stuff. You see, we gotta work very hard for our stuff to get it done, and still it isn't be done. Still, you're in debt. All right, I'm gonna jump to verse 13. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. You see, man, they spend their days in wealth, man. They're healthy and all, you see, and all that. And in a blinking of an eye, in a moment, they go down to the grave. They are dead, you see. And every spirit everybody that dies goes back to the Heavenly Father, YAHAWASHI himself. There's no place of eternal fire, that are burning, and a guy with two horns and a pitchfork down there, picking you out and just shoving you into the fire. Hell no, man. You see, like I says, it has two meaning. It means the grave or a bad condition. You see, the hell has two meanings: the grave or a bad condition. You see. And right here is talking about the grave. You see? Let me jump into after I'm staying Job, but let's go into the beginning. We all know the story of Job, how the Most High tested the faith, and the belief of Job by killing the son's wife, a lot of illness Job catches, a lot of hell. You see? The Most High sent a lot of hell upon Job. You see? Now let's start. It says in the book of Job, chapter 3, verse 11, why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Now, when Job was catching all the hell, Job was actually asking himself now, why didn't he die? You see? Why didn't he die when his mother gave birth to him, and gave up the ghost? You see? Because why? He knew that he was in hell. He was in a bad condition. Because of the condition of him, he is asking himself these things. Why didn't he die from the womb? You see? You see? He is in a bad condition, meaning he is in his hell. You see? You see about this? Now, let's go into the book of um, Ecclesiasticus. So like Ecclesiastes chapter 3, I'm start chapter 3. Let's start at verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Now, what is under the sun? The whole earth, right? Is under the sun. Meaning, here is the place of judgment. When you're going to the Most High, YAHAWASHI, you see, you will be at rest. You see, nothing will happen to you. It's when you come back, then you're getting your judgment. Meaning, you're coming back on earth to get your judgment. Somebody just stab you in the back, or point a gun at you and put a hole in your brain. All these things are judgment. Being born with one leg, one arm, everything of that is judgment from YAHAWASHI. So on earth, man, is the place of judgment. That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. You see? Now you see? Okay. Let's go into the book of Jonah. Now the book of Jonah says, everybody else also know this because it's a very interesting story. Even from school, you're learning it. The book of Jonah, where the whale swallowed Jonah and all that. And it says in Jonah 2, chapter 2, verse 2, and said, I cried by reason from my affliction unto the Lord. You see, Jonah was crying out of affliction, meaning he's in a bad situation. You see, he's in a bad condition. Like I said, remember what I said. I said hell is a condition. It means a bad condition, or the grave. Now I give you example of the grave. Now I'm giving you the examples also of a bad condition. You see. All right. Let's go on. Jonah chapter 2 verse 2. And I said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord YAHAWASHI, and he hid me out of the belly of hell. Now, where's the belly of hell? Out of the belly of hell cried I. Now, it says, mine affliction, he's in a bad state, he's in a bad condition. And he hid unto the Lord, and he hid me out of the belly of hell cried I. Now, was Jonah literally in hell? You know what they say. You know, in a burning situation and in a burning fire, eternal fire, and he cried out to the Most High, and the Most High heard him, because what I have heard, I went also to church. You know, from my young youth, and what they also said is that the minute you're dead, you're not coming back out. Doesn't matter if you pray to the Most High, YAHAWASHI, you know, in that time, we said Jesus Christ, you know, when I was going to church, you see, but his true name in the Paleo Hebrew is YAHAWASHI, you see. Now, they say the minute you're in there, you know, the Most High sends you to hell, you know, to burn forever and ever, because it's everlasting fire. You see? It's everlasting fire. There's no turning back. You're not coming back. Doesn't matter if you pray to the Most High 1,000,000 times, you know, for forgiveness, He ain't taking you back. But here it says, out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. You see? So out of the belly, meaning out from inside of the whale. You see? See? The whale had swallowed up Jonah, you see, and from inside of his belly, Jonah prayed and cried to the Most High YAHAWASHI, meaning his condition, in the condition he's at, you know, the bad condition he's in. From out of there, he cried to the Most High, you see, but it says here hell. You see? Now you explain those scriptures what I just read out for you, and I will get two more to see what you got the people that are believing in hell, what you got to say about that. You see? All right, let's go into the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 16, verse 10. Salakia. Kan. It says, in Psalms chapter 16, verse 10. I'm starting at verse 9. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Now, yeah, if you read the scripture, will say, yeah, you see what in the eternal fire, what you gonna say? See, but it doesn't mean that. You see, it says, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption." No, meaning to see death. You see, to see this, to be suffered all the way. You see, like what these so-called white race will see. You see, the so-called white man will go into their hell, which is slavery in all the other nations outside of Israel, the so-called Jakes, Latino, and Native Americans. You see, you see what I'm saying? It says, like I said before, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell." Church people believe, and also the other Israelite groups that are preaching or teaching about the hell doctrine. You see, they also believe that the minute you're there in hell, there's no returning back. So why does he say this? "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell," meaning in the condition he's in, you see, "neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption." You see, uh, let me get the last one. Let me get the last precept. I'm gonna close it out. See, um, the Revelation, book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 14, and it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 14, "And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death." Now, like I said, man, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So, how many hell or how many eternal fire is there? See, think back. Also, think also back to the to the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. See, it also said eternal fire right there. But is Sodom and Gomorrah still burning? No, right? It means just a period of time. You see, a long period of time. You see, and this is talking about uh, the United States of America. See, when it shall be destroyed with ICBM missiles, bombing and all that, it will become just like a lake full of fire. You see, and death and hell will cast into them because in the kingdom, that in bad conditions, won't be anymore for the nation of Israel. You see, that's why it says death and hell will cast into the lake of fire, meaning everything will stop right there for the Israelite people. We won't die no more. We won't see the grave. Like I said, hell also means grave. In a bad condition, there won't be any bad condition no more for the nation of Israel. You see, you won't see death no more. You won't cry no more. So everything will be cast into the lake of fire, and this is the second death. And the first death was when the Most High YAHAWASHI destroyed the earth with water. You see, and this time He will cleanse it with fire. You see, now to you all that are preaching and believing in the hell doctrine, you all are bugging out. You see, because the precepts, the scriptures are so simple to see that hell is just a condition of something, so or the grave. You see, there's many more scriptures to we can prove to you that hell doesn't exist. You see, you see now. I hope I'm gonna close it out by saying Tawadayaw Basham Yashai Basham Rakakodash for this video. You see, you give me the spirit to make the video. Um, and I hope this lesson was edifying. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.